Welcome to another episode of the Lovers and Things podcast,
where your favorite couple's favorite couple
talks about the things they love. We just be making up stuff.
We be making up stuff. I'm Greg.
And I'm Lex. And welcome back, guys, to another episode. We're back.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Well, I feel like I said that the last time.
We did say that the last time. If you go to the last episode, the last time we said it was a minute. And can I just say, we are not negligent individuals. Life has just been busy.
Life's been busy, and we have a lot of stories to tell.
Oh my gosh, we got to catch y'all up on what has been happening.
Mm-hmm. I got the driveway resealed.
Okay, that's what we're starting off with. We're starting off with the resealing of the driveway.
Yes, that was what I was off doing all this time.
Okay.
Seal coated the driveway.
Wow, very nice.
And run-of-the-mill activity, but something about whenever, and I think a lot of the fellas that are listening can relate to this.
Is this man stuff?
Man stuff.
Man stuff.
Just some phenomenon. I don't know the name of this, but there's a phenomenon that happens where whenever there's work being done on a property, men just materialize.
Oh, I see.
And stand around and watch.
Oh, wow. Tell us more.
I have this guy coming to seal coating.
Okay.
And there's like 16 guys that just came out of nowhere in the neighborhood. I didn't even know 16 guys were in the vicinity of our home.
16 menses came?
And they all come around the project, and then they hands on the hips. All of us hands on the hips, and we're just watching. We're all watching. We're all murmuring things at each other.
Okay.
And watching the work being done.
All right.
Every time I've gotten work done on an outside house, men I've never seen these men. I've only seen them when the project's happening.
Sure.
And then I never see them again.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's like a dog whistle for man.
It's like a dog whistle. Like we just all assemble to watch man stuff happening. In this case, seal coating.
That's so exciting.
Yeah. If this is a common thing, let me know in the comments. Because I feel like this happens a lot.
I wonder if it's
pretty
like
predictable.
Camaraderie, right? They see you out there doing something for your home. They want to give you the support and the acknowledgement of like, look at him, he's doing stuff.
Yeah.
Let me go see what the stuff he's doing, but also let him know that I see the stuff that's happening.
They see the stuff that's happening.
I see the stuff.
We acknowledge the seeing.
Yeah.
We acknowledge that, and then we also talk about the details.
Oh, okay.
And
I know you love that.
And there's a lot of pointing. Hands hit. If the hands are not on the hip, they're pointing. One hand is pointing. Both hands can point. You could point both hands at the same time. But we're all just standing. I met guys from the neighborhood.
That's nice.
I met people's sons. Like one of our neighbor's son was in the neighborhood.
Sure.
And I got to meet him. But yeah, if it wasn't for that seal coating project, I wouldn't meet any of these people.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
Men really, you guys gather around this fire pit of labor. And really, it's a moment of camaraderie for you all. Yeah,
whenever you see road work being done, there's one guy shoveling and then 3 other guys standing around and one guy with a clipboard. Just standing around. We love to stand around work.
There's something about it.
Is that a thing for women? Is that a thing?
We do not stand around work. We stand around snacks, mimosas, pedicures, and movies.
I see. Okay.
Whenever I get together with my girls, it's never around work.
I see.
Maybe around a little bit of fitness activity. Yeah. We love a fitness activity followed by a brunch, but that's usually it.
Yeah, there's no. We gotta actually, y'all, hanging out things, not hang out, loitering things.
Yeah,
sounds way more interesting and exciting than
It is.
All we did was just stand around the driveway. There was no food involved. See, maybe I gotta change. I gotta switch it up.
Offer them a cool pop.
I should. Like whenever I have outdoor work being done in the front of the house, so people can see. Men of the community can see. I will put out a folding table. Put up like a beverage stand, like a pitcher. I could put an ice chest full of beers.
I love that.
Men love beers.
So I've heard.
And then maybe a platter of steaks.
Okay.
Steak. Just like
fresh
cubed
off
steak,
of the grill.
and you can like eat the steak while you're watching men work.
You know why I like that? It gives Costco sampling and takes it to another level. You just have with the toothpicks in it already. Yeah. They're grabbing the beer, and
we're talking man stuff.
You're talking
we're
man
grunting,
stuff.
we're pointing.
That's right.
We're detailing. Mansplaining.
I love that for y'all.
I'm doing that next time.
You should.
I'm gonna put out a little because they're gonna come. They're gonna all stand around.
You might as well.
They're gonna just materialize out of nowhere. Might as well have like a little stand there. Elevate this.
Listen.
This whole experience.
That's the only thing I can see you guys missing. You don't have refreshments,
beverages.
Yep.
Maybe next time I can provide hard hats, tool belts.
Okay.
They want to get involved.
Wow.
Get in there.
Wow.
Roll up those sleeves.
That's crazy.
Flannel shirts.
Okay.
Hey. We got to step things up.
At that point, it's an experience.
It's an experience. I'll put out like an event calendar of all the projects I have going on. You know,
and they know when they come to your house, there's
gonna be
a whole activity.
A food table, beverage table, hard hat, tool belts, flannel shirts.
And one of these days, you're going to have to pull out some of the dogs. They love a dog. They love a dog off the grill.
Oh. Like a German Shepherd.
No.
Like a hot dog.
Like a hot dog.
Put the grill out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo, if the grill is out, these guys will lose their mind because everyone will take turns turning.
And listen, all I'm saying, some fresh dogs off the grill, some Franks. The Franks, is that the term?
Franks, you call them Franks?
Beef Franks.
Beef Franks?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll out the grill. Men love grills. And work. So we would put that all together.
I love that. New segment, man stuff with Greg.
Yeah. And I'll report back on the updates of when there's a future project, inevitable future project. And I love this. I'm gonna boost it up a bit.
Yeah.
You know, they're all coming by. I'm gonna step it up.
Elevate the experience.
Thanks for the feedback.
You know, you're welcome. If there's nothing else I can do, I can contribute an ambiance suggestion.
Love that.
I'm good for something.
Lex is here to elevate things, y'all.
I'm good for something.
If you haven't figured that out by now. So how you been?
I've been good. I've been good. Life is exciting.
Yeah.
I've been away. I have been away. Hence, you know, the abbreviated sort of moment here. But I went to California for work, which was lots of fun.
Yeah.
It's for a work trip. We went to
San Fran.
We were in San Fran, and then we ended up doing some philanthropic work in Oakland, California. I have never been to Oakland.
Yeah.
But I knew from
across the bay.
But I knew from movies and whatnot. I knew a little bit about what Oakland was giving. I knew that it was a Black and brown community, confirmed. And I also knew that it was a community that historically has been affected by police brutality, over policing, the crack epidemic, so on and so forth. Outside of that, though, I knew very little about the community, but we did some amazing work there with a local philanthropic organization that assists recently incarcerated people with getting back on their feet by way of this program. And so my job had sponsored a piece of the program there, and we went there to hold hands with the community and do some fun stuff. So that was great. It was fun because it's like Blackness across the country is different but the same. Yeah. Right? Like whenever you see your people, you just know it's your people, right? I'm not from California.
You're not a West Coast girl.
I'm not a West Coast girl. But Black people are Black people, and like we have a good time. Like we were having a good time.
There's a through line.
For the yes, and I love that. So while we were there, it felt very comfortable and just fun, and I hope we can go back. So I did that, and I flew directly from San Francisco to Sarasota.
Say that 5 times.
Yeah, San Francisco to Sarasota to spend time with my parents, and that's where you met us.
Get into some heat.
Because the Northeast was not giving.
It was rough.
God, it was. So I literally left in like a puffer vest and leggings and a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah.
And came back in that same outfit because it was cold when I came back.
Right.
But it was fun. It was fun hanging out with the parents.
It was a good time.
The aunties, the uncles, the community. It was just a cute little bit of respite back home.
A lot of seafood was consumed.
As always, because we're in Florida.
We had a good Southern breakfast.
We did. Whoa. The last thing we ate there was a breakfast that was too big.
So I'm just going to say this. Lex ordered biscuits and gravy
Yes.
I have never in our entire in the entire time I've known you, I've never seen you order biscuits and gravy.
I normally do not, but this particular biscuits and gravy, it came with the black peppercorn. Y'all know the black pepper
sawmill gravy.
Yeah. But then it also came with eggs. So originally I was going to get an omelet with the biscuit, but then I was like, well, the eggs on this biscuit concoction gives me biscuit, gravy, and eggs and cheese anyway. So let me just go full savory, you know?
Well, what happened? Something's changed. You've never been a gravy girl on a biscuit.
I mean, the cravings were odd that day. Yeah. I just wanted the biscuit and the gravy. But the point is, I didn't win that battle. Like, I really felt attacked. It came.
Those are the largest biscuits we've ever seen.
Largest biscuits I've ever seen in my life. You guys know, usually with biscuits and gravies, Southern girls clock in for this combo. You get the biscuit split open, they sprinkle the gravy atop, and then that's it. Just a small lathering upon the top.
Like one ladle full.
One ladle
straight
full.
Across,
you done with it. It's not. It don't be doing too much. But this one came in a. I would call it a Cheesecake Factory salad bowl. You know, them big things.
Yeah.
There was gravy. And I'm pretty sure they put the biscuit into the gravy, and then they put gravy on top of the biscuit and first layer of gravy.
This was rough.
And then the eggs, and then the cheese. I was not prepared.
It was gravy and biscuits.
It was gravy.
It was not biscuits and gravy.
I said, oh my God.
Insane.
Delicious. But I think I made it through a fourth of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this was great. We've got to catch a plane.
Yeah, that was rough.
But we also had some really good French toast that had coconut and pineapple and strawberry. And it came with this orange sort of syrup.
Orange syrup.
So good.
Yeah. Southern breakfast, undefeated. Undefeated.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. Even these New York bagels y'all be up here doing.
Them diners cannot keep up. Can't hang.
Nah,
with a Southern breakfast.
Oh, and I got a side of cheese grits. That's what took me out. I got a side of cheese grits.
You a wild girl.
I'm a Southern girl at heart. What
you a wild girl. I love it for you though.
Delightful.
Yeah.
So that was that. We had that wonderful experience, and then we came on back, and now we talking to y'all.
Yeah, we went to a baby shower. Too.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention
a baby shower.
That was part of the reason why I went to Florida, is because my cousin was having her baby shower.
Yeah.
And so we all hopped in the car and drove up yonder to the
baby shower, the typical baby shower game.
So fun, fun. We did the whole yeah. There was line dancing. There was food. There was laughs. There was blessings for the baby. Very nice.
Good times.
Very nice.
Yeah. So let's jump into some culture.
Well, let me first ask. I always like to ask the people, how y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? Let us know, because I'm curious. It's been a while. How your mom doing? How y'all doing? How's work? How the kids? Let us know in the comments below if you're watching us on YouTube. How y'all been? It's been a minute.
Put a comment.
Hope you're doing all right.
Let us know how you are doing right now.
Yeah, immediately. We'll wait.
Yeah, we'll read it back to y'all.
Boom.
So yeah, culture.
Yeah, culture.
Some things have been happening in the culture, in the
zeitgeist. As they always do.
And in the stratosphere.
The stratosphere
of the world.
And in recent stratospheric news, Amanda Seales. I want to talk about Amanda Seales. Thank you for the recommendation to one of you who shared this with me. I didn't know that Amanda Seales had done an interview with Shannon Sharpe on his now infamous platform on YouTube, Club Shay Shay. If you guys aren't familiar with Amanda Seales, you may not. She is an actress, comedian, singer, writer, activist, who is one of those talents that you just see in a bunch of places all the time.
Yeah.
You can't really pinpoint Amanda Seales. She just be everywhere. More recently on the show, was it The Real? I think it was The Real with Adrienne Bailon and Jeannie Mai.
I remember her from Insecure.
Okay, Insecure. She was also on Insecure. But for those of you who watched this daytime TV circuit, she was did a little sit on there for a while. But anyway, like Amanda Seales is a little bit of everything.
Yeah. A multi-hyphenate.
Truly a talented individual, but most people recognize her most likely from Insecure as of late. But Amanda Seales in general, because she has been in the entertainment industry since she was a child, has a very long sordid history in the industry. And she does have a reputation for being quote unquote difficult to work with is the term that has been used.
Yeah.
And as of earlier this month, earlier in April, some of our biggest Black media outlets, The Griot, The Root, Essence Magazine, had written thought pieces about how Amanda Seales, think pieces, about how Amanda Seales is her own worst enemy, essentially. Because Amanda Seales is extremely vocal, and in her being vocal, she's often sharing the fact that how she is not embraced, loved, supported by the Black media. She's been saying this for years. And then there was like sort of like a counter from these media outlets saying, girl, you're doing it to yourself. Whether or not you agree, that was a narrative. So she recently went on Club Shay. In my mind, she did this interview in order to sort of clear the air, tell her story, humanize herself a bit.
Give her perspective.
So we can learn a little bit more about her. And it was a 3.5 hour interview, and I didn't watch it all. And that's what I will say first and foremost. I'm not watching another 3 hours of nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not. I did it for Cat Williams, and that was a time.
It was
that was great.
That 3.5 hours, the retention on that.
Oh yeah.
He had us on the edge of our seats.
Bar after bar after bar.
Yeah, it's hard to follow that.
Like it's almost impossible. Yeah. But from what I did see in her interview, it was very much her talking about her experience in the industry. Shannon Sharpe isn't the best interviewer, but he tried to pull her through her time, how she got introduced to the industry, so on and so forth. And, there were moments throughout the interview where I saw pieces of why people could like Amanda Seales. She's smart. She's quick-witted. She doesn't take no SHIT. If something is not what she likes, she gonna tell you if something don't feel right. And she's also extremely educated on African American history, studies, politics, the like. And so she's just well versed in a lot of topics, which we like about her. But frankly, throughout the bit of the interview that I saw, I also was extremely exhausted. So I think while the interview was her attempt to sort of clear the air and to showcase her many talents and how brilliant she is, her words, not mine.
Yeah.
She did that while also exhausting the heck out of the audience. Like she is an exhausting personality.
And I watched a section of it with you, like one line of questioning with you. And I was like, how is Shannon Sharpe even staying engaged in this? Because it was just like it was like a run-on paragraph of thoughts, and I was like, man, kudos to him, because I would struggle to kind of stay engaged with the topic, because it just felt like a lot of like detail on certain things, and it was clearly a setup as to like, well, I guess I know what you want me to think. You just want me to think that in this particular instance, I think she was talking about a party where she was kicked out for what felt like no reason. And I was like, okay, I get it. There was a disagreement. You got kicked out, and it was not under the terms you were happy with. Yeah. I didn't need 15-minute backstory to get that,
very lengthy.
But yeah, I was like, if that's one section, I couldn't imagine a whole 3 hours of a lot of back and forth in that.
I can't.
Debate.
Yeah, and from what I saw, I think I saw at least half of it, to be fair, and it was just a lot of her. I'm taking us through key moments in her life in which she did not feel protected or supported. But I think the issue with that is, if the rest of the interview, and it feels like it was, correct me if I'm wrong, peeps, was that sort of back and forth of these are situations in which I was not protected and supported, it begins to feel like we're just talking and lamenting and showcasing our victimhood.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's the exhausting piece of it. So I think two things can be true. I think Amanda Seales is an intelligent, talented actress and just general talent. But I also think that she has an exhaustive personality, and that may be the reason why individuals don't like to work with her intimately and even professionally. Now, she did mention the fact that she was recently diagnosed with ASD, autism spectrum disorder, a new diagnosis that apparently she went for an official diagnosis after the Griot, Essence, and the Root did their sort of moments. It was something, it was something that she felt compelled to do. And as someone who is a sister of a young man with autism, love you, Zachary. And April is Autism Awareness Month, so perfect. April is Autism Awareness Month. I'm very sensitive to conversations around ASD and the implications of it. Right. I do think that it is largely underdiagnosed. I do know that it affects men more than it does women or young boys as to young girls. Mm-hmm. And I know that it's a neurodivergent disorder. And
it's a very sensitive matter.
Very sensitive matter.
You know, a lot of families of folks that are on the spectrum, you know, it's a lot of times it's a lifelong journey. Absolutely. Of navigating it and protecting the family member, providing a safe space for them, and also caring for them, and the considerations around that makes it a very important matter. And to hear someone say that, I'm like, well, my ears perk up too. Yeah. You know, I'm like, oh, really? You're on the spectrum? Okay. You know.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting for her to say that and bold of her to say that. And I noticed in comments a lot of people were congratulating her. But there's an and but here. I'm curious. She said she was recently diagnosed. I wish that there was a little more given to that conversation, because she followed that with a lot of Black women don't even realize they're autistic, or a lot of Black women go undiagnosed because Black women are seen as combative and loud and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Amanda, Amanda, now we're conflating two things here, Amanda. Oy. What are the stats here, Amanda? Because again, autism spectrum disorder there's a spectrum. You can end up anywhere on that spectrum. No two individuals who have autism spectrum disorder function in the world the same. And so I think it's so hard to make poignant comments like that. And that's where she immediately turned me off. I'm going to be so honest with you. I immediately was like, it feels as if, to me, you are using your recent, I'm not sure if it was a clinical diagnosis, she has not confirmed, your recent diagnosis as a way to substantiate how you exist in the world, which if that is the case, that is fine. But I'm just so sensitive to the conversation, and it just felt, it felt a little disingenuous to me.
Yeah. And for me, and I wish there was some more, visibility onto her process for getting to that point of that diagnosis. Like, what were the situations that caused you to go out and want to get, checked for that? And then also, when you got that diagnosis, did you get a second opinion? You know, what is the background of the doctor that get you? Just a little bit more like background on the whole matter as to why she got to that point and diagnosis. Because, you know, just to say I went to one doctor a few weeks ago and they said that I have autism was just like a little bit odd. I felt like there would be a little bit more to it to validate the diagnosis before you can go off on a platform and then tell everyone that that's a thing. I feel like it just felt a little bit I guess I'm just questioning the diagnosis. I wish I had a little bit more background on it.
Yeah, I wish that she had had taken the time to maybe understand her diagnosis a little bit more, and how her form of ASD, or her personal experience with ASD, showed up in her life. Because I think that's the conversation, you know, like sitting with it, understanding it, how it affected your life. Because frankly, Amanda Seales being largely unlikable probably has very little to do with the fact that she has ASD. There are individuals who live with autism spectrum disorder who are liked and loved and do not have the same issues that she has. Like, it's not, I mean, it could very much be a personality thing and not an ASD thing. And I just don't like the blanket statement of, I have autism or I am autistic and hence people don't like me. That rubs me the wrong way. Rubs me the wrong way. But anyway, for those of you who have not watched the interview, go for it, girl. If you got 3 hours of your time and you just feel like you want to listen to Amanda Seales rant and rave about her life experiences, up and downs for 3 hours, go ahead. But I think the positives of the interview is that Amanda Seales is undoubtedly gifted, intelligent, well-studied. And I think she deserves to be respected. Now, whether or not she is liked is none of my business. Like how you carry yourself and work through the world, that's a personal journey. That's a personal thing.
Yeah, it's very personal.
I can't give her anything there, but I also can't take away from her the fact that she's extremely gifted and obviously has made a career for herself.
Yeah.
And I love that for her.
Yeah, more blessings to Amanda Seales. Hopefully, her career continues to go up, and we'll see what comes from her next.
Amen. We love that for her.
Yeah.
Anything else going in the world? What else has been going on since we've been on sabbatical?
So, oh Lord, we were not on sabbatical, y'all. But this, this Drake beef. I got a lot of thoughts on this Drake beef thing. I consider the Drake beef to be over. The moment, so I guess before I get to this point of saying why I think Drake beef's over, let me give a little bit of background on Drake beef.
You probably need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my take, and then I'm pretty sure you agree with my take, but it's done. The beef is over. But let's go back to what started the beef.
All right, let's go.
So, Future, who's an icon, a legend.
Future's a rapper, by the way. Do we have to say that Future's a rapper?
Everybody knows who Future is.
Okay, cool.
Future is a national treasure. He dropped this album with Metro Booming,
a producer,
called "We Don't Trust You," something like that. And it's classic Future. It's the last 18 albums from Future is the same stuff. Future don't really branch out of his creative sphere much. But on this album, there was a track starring Kendrick Lamar. And this song, what was it called? It was called Like That record.
Riveting content.
Like that, right? And on the record, it was like Kendrick went off, right? It was real rap raw, bravado, beating on his chest, and he's at the top of the rap game. This is what Kendrick is saying in the song. He's basically dissing the others that people put up against him on this Mount Rushmore of rap, such as Drake, j.cole, and says, no, there's no big three, it's just big me, right? And then they're like laying down the gauntlet.
I love that.
Laying down the gauntlet is just me out here. And I was like, oh shit, like
I'm putting that on a shirt.
I love it, right? It's like he's turning the heat up. I felt like rap has been a little bit dry.
Yeah.
Hip hop has been struggling.
Yeah.
So to get that bravado back, get that that competition back, it was, everybody was lit. Everybody was excited for that, right? And then j.cole comes out with a diss track thereafter, and it was a flop. It was kind of weak, because in the diss track, one of the bars that really stood out was a bar where he basically says that one of Kendrick Lamar's albums is like a classic. When in beef do you compliment the other guy?
Right.
You never do that.
Right.
As far as you're concerned, regardless of facts, you're the best rapper alive, right? Nothing they've done is better than what you've done. So that's what the energy is supposed to bring. This j.cole record was on his album, his mixtape, Might Delete Later, and quite frankly, he needed to delete that track immediately, not even later.
Sure.
It was a weak diss. It was because but honestly, he respects Kendrick, right? And he was just trying to, get a record out to participate in the sport of diss rap.
Sure.
But a few days later, or a day or two later, he's at a festival or a concert or something, and j.cole rescinds his diss. He apologizes, right? He on stage basically said that was the wackest shit I've ever done. I should have never did it. It's like, I respect Kendrick. And I was like, wow, that's growth. And it was very honorable, and I really appreciated that. A lot of people were divided on those statements. I think you saw some of the comments, right? Where people are like, how do you apologize for this record?
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's a very j.cole thing to do, though.
It's very j.cole. He's a healthy human.
Yeah. He's
and
not in it for this.
We all could learn from that.
Yeah.
And he felt like he got caught up in the rah-rah, the competitiveness of diss track, and got coerced into dropping a diss track that he didn't fully believe in.
Yeah.
And that didn't sit right with his spirit. And it reminded me of a time where when I was in grade school, in elementary school, I had a friend of mine, and over time, people divided us. Like, people were like, "Oh, that's not really your friend," and this is, there's some stuff going on. This is great. This is like fourth grade. And then they started crying divide. They're like, "No, we're with you, Greg." And then they started like alienating the other guy. That was
wow.
And then over time it turned into like, "Oh, he wants to fight you." And
I was gonna throw fisticuffs at the elementary school.
And then there was so much like the mob was like building us up as enemies.
Sure.
And then we fought each other.
You fought somebody?
I fought him.
I've never heard this story before. I'm gagging.
We fought after school.
You fought somebody?
There was a whole thing. It's like, you gotta fight. It's a thing. He's this. He's that.
That's not like you.
I fought him. We fought.
Your friend?
And then I remember fighting. I'm like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
This guy is not the ops.
Yeah, he's not the ops. He's not.
And it just and I felt like j.cole. I felt like the whole idea of getting caught up in the moment of people wanting to see blood and really just want to pit two people against each other and see drama, and you succumbing to that and acting out the rage that people are creating. That was not genuinely from your truly created by you, or like at least something you believe in. And then acting out and doing something that you regretted.
That's crazy.
And I empathize for j.cole.
Yeah, he got caught up in the
energy of like, oh, it's a beef, it's a diss, like you gotta like go against them, and he didn't feel that way.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel that way when I was fighting my boy.
So where is he now? Do we know? Can we get a where is he now?
Well, we had the rift in our relationship.
Wow.
And then I think we both at the end of that, like weeks later, we both realized that we were pitted against each other. And then our friendship reunited.
Good.
And then but it was a bit of a divide, and it was very weird because I really truly couldn't really explain why he was an enemy. And why he was the enemy, but it was the school children that stirred it up. They wanted to see a fight.
Wow, that's crazy.
I got coerced into doing something I didn't believe in.
Did you win the fight?
Yes, I won the fight. Of course,
that's all that matters. Let's move on.
I won that fight, but
it still didn't feel good.
Neither here nor there. I felt bad.
Yeah.
And then, it's kid fights, grade school fight. You just a few punches here and there. You kind of grab about it, and then you kind of move on.
Ain't nothing happening.
There's no real fight. But yeah, I empathize for Cole and I respect his apology, because although me and my classmate and my friend, we made up, there was not like I don't think there was like an explicit apology. I think I might have, though. I think there was like one, like I might have said sorry and like hugged him. Like I feel if you would, but it was like the moment was so overshadowing, overshadowed the negative moment overshadowed thereafter. I think the relationship still was kind of a little bit like a little.
Of course.
A little torn.
I mean, you was throwing bows. Like it ain't never going back to how it used to be.
It ain't never going back to how it used to be.
Never going back.
So that's a lesson, y'all.
Right.
Don't get caught up in what people think you should be doing.
I agree.
And people who people saying you should be hating,
right, or
whatnot, if it's not truly inside of you.
I know that's right. Amen.
Yeah, and then he did that, and then you had this. So j.cole did that apology. Then there was another beef. There was another. Then Rick Ross jumps in, dropping records on Drake and dissing Drake. And I was kind of like, okay, all right, I don't know why Rick Ross is in this, but okay, we'll just take it. And this is what ruined it for me. And this is why I said earlier that the beef is over.
Yeah, sure.
Is when Kanye come up out of nowhere talking about he gonna drop a diss record on Drake.
Kanye.
And that was like the epitome of, you know, when you got an inside game with your friends, and then some outsider just want to jump in and play with y'all. It's like, what? You don't know even know the rules of the game. You know, we didn't want to start this with you. Like, Kanye, it really ended. If to me, it ended the beef. The beef's done. Drake won, and no one needs to continue. This does not need to continue. Kanye just spoiled the fun.
Yeah, I think Kanye need to stay out these young people business. Okay, that's the moral of the story. The minute, just get out these young people business. Like, I just feel like there's a line that doesn't need to be crossed, and I also feel like, not for nothing, Kanye has always had the opportunity, and he keeps being granted this opportunity to act like a legend. We keep giving him grace. We keep allowing him to get back at the top of the throne and just sit up there as a legend. Shut up, count your money, do your little fun creative side projects, but leave the general public alone. And he messes it up every time. And this is a perfect example of why are you in these people's business?
Why are you in these business? Why are you in their business? And it's like, it's not fun. Like,
it's not even like you've ruined the vibe.
All the fun. Like, it was just supposed to be between them.
Yeah, and now Kanye, how is even Kanye? He's like 5 people removed.
Yeah, and too many people jumping in. Rick Ross already was a bit of a stretch.
Now, like, Rick Ross also get out these young people. Get out
business. Of these like it just everyone going against Drake. It just really killed the vibe.
I agree. At
this point, Drake does not even need to respond. I think he had a song where he's talking about 21v1.
What does that mean?
Like 21 versus 1. Like all these people
against Drake,
jumping on Drake. Like that right there solidifies Drake's position.
That's true.
The fact that everybody's threatened by him. And at that point, I think he officially won. Yeah. He won the beef without even having to drop a record.
Yeah.
Everybody showed themselves out and kind of revealed their hand by piling on.
Yikes. You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
You know, it was fun while it lasted. And Kendrick does not need to say anything.
He already said what he needed to say. And I doubt that he will. Kendrick isn't one to go back and forth with people like that. And as my fave, he is my undisputed number one. I still think he reigns supreme. Regardless.
Right. And then the art of the diss track, I think it needs to be studied as well, because what really made Kendrick's diss work very well was the bravado, was the I'm on the top of the mountain energy that came with I have the best work. I have the best product, whatever, right?
True.
When it goes into like a little bit of the personal shots, it just turns a little bit weird. Like,
it's no
it just
longer
gets a little bit bullyish.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say like our diss track needs to be soft, but there's artistry with it, where it comes to like, you know, labeling yourself as the top dog, no pun intended, of the rap game, without having to like really do kind of cheesy cheesy, like Rick Ross talking about like he's a white boy and stuff like that.
That's
it's
hitting
just like,
below the belt.
But, you know, say that he has a child that he hasn't claimed publicly.
Woo.
Now we got a winner.
You're right.
You know,
right.
Pusha T, you know, that's a diss.
Yeah,
right
that was, and we saw Adonis the next day.
It's got to be the pen needs to be more clever in a diss track, in my opinion. It's just the layups are just a little lazy.
Yeah,
Rick Ross's diss was a little lazy.
He's a lazy artist. Like, I mean, to be fair, and hot take, Rick Ross is a lazy artist. Rick Ross isn't a lyricist. I mean, but frankly, I mean, as much as I love Kanye isn't the best lyricist in the game either. He's just a great visionary and producer. And so, you know, to get into that sort of level of diss, neither of them needed to be in it.
Yeah. So my biggest takeaway was I respect Cole's you know, understanding of what was unsettled in his spirit and speaking up and saying something about it. I respect that. And also my other takeaway is that like when too many people pile on a trend, it makes it washed. It makes it whack.
Agreed.
and it's not fun anymore.
Agreed.
So that's that.
Moral of the story. I fully agree with you.
I'm glad you agree.
Yeah. I saw that mess getting washed a mile away.
So yeah, I think we should transition into a things we love segment.
Ooh, things we love.
Shimmer, shimmer, shimmer.
See, I knew it. I knew you were going to come with one of the
The Eagles landed.
The Eagles landed.
But things we love.
Yeah.
Leaving Florida edition.
Leaving Florida edition. Okay, so we were having these thoughts on our way back from Florida. Just moments of gratitude. I think
because we went to Orlando.
We went to Orlando, and as
for
you guys know,
yeah.
Orlando was our stomping grounds. That's where we met. It's where our relationship first flourished, and so we were really reminiscing on like how much life has changed in the. How long have we been together?
12.
12. And the 12 of the years that we have been together.
I know how long we've been married.
We've been married for 5.
That's the most important
right.
time frame.
Yes, very, very important. And so I think it's so interesting going back to some of the older places that you've grown up and things like that, because you really get to look back and see the growth.
Yeah.
And then also at some point you can look back on the pivotal decisions and times in your life that have led you to where you are today.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that being in Orlando really reminded us of some of those pivotal moments. We have talked about them at length in a couple of the podcasts, but our move to New York, New Jersey was an intentional, scary, life-changing move that we do not regret. It has changed the trajectory of our lives. And so
we took a risk.
Yeah, we took a risk.
Yeah.
And so it really reminded us of this idea of taking risks and how important it is to do so, how important it is to step out of your comfort zone and to try stuff.
Yeah.
Even not knowing the outcome, even not being sure if you're going to win or lose, but being able to take the risks and see what happens for you is such an important thing to do when you're young and able and building a life for yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Like going out on a limb, just the act of, trying is the most important thing.
Yeah.
And there's this line that I saw on YouTube where it's like, the importance of picking a fight you'll never win, right?
That's good.
Sometimes it's worth just going after something, even though it may seem like all the odds are against you, because you may land somewhere that has progressed you forward. It's called like failing forward. Just keep trying, keep going after things. And even if you fail, at least you'll be in a better spot.
Yeah.
You would have met people along the way. You would have learned something about yourself. You would have challenged and there's so much out there in the risk that playing it safe sometimes you limit yourself. Like you miss all the shots you don't take, all the lines, aim for the moon, you might land on the stars. Like, the whole idea of just going after it is kind of, what the biggest takeaway is. And along the it hasn't been a straight path towards success or where we're at now. But what matters is that we kind of put ourselves out there.
Yeah.
And, I think one of the aspects of like living with no regrets is a big thing too for me. When I met you, I was in this season of like saying yes to everything, like in a sense of doing the things, like having the fun, and I was kind of in a dormant period of my life before I met you, where I was kind of a little bit reserved and not really putting myself out on a limb in regards to going after things in life. Like I really wanted to just switch it up and just live life to the fullest, right? And this is where all the traveling, all the fun, and all the experiences that we've been able to make memories together, all the friends we've met along the way, all those things. But essentially, I say all that to say is that you'd be surprised at how quick you'll learn how to swim when you get thrown into the deep end.
Yeah.
And for today's things we love, I think we should highlight the, maybe what seems like risky things you should try in your home. That might be worth the payoff.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, ultimately you tried it and everything will be fine.
Yeah. I think there's a lot to be said for things that you try and don't do perfectly well, but still end up learning something in the end.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. And some of the things that we're going to share with you guys today are things that may feel daunting in your home. They're things that you're like, oh my gosh, I want to take on this, but is it too risky? And at the end of the day, like Greg said, you miss all the shots you didn't take. And when it comes to your home in particular, chances are if you don't like it, you can fix it. Like, that's the good thing about it. Your home is not like a life-changing decision, unless, of course, you're like, doing something to like the foundation of the structure. But we're not talking about today. Today. We are talking about low-risk, fun sort of updates that you can make that you should just go for and see where you land.
Go for it.
Go for it.
So do you have one? Would you like to start us off, lead us off with a thing you love?
Yeah, thing I love. So the first one is going to be wallpaper. Go and do it. You done seen the inspo on Pinterest. You've watched all the YouTube videos. They've got the peel and stick available at Target if you want something quick and cheap. Do the wallpaper, friends. Do the wallpaper. Wallpaper is even more non-committal than paint. You can literally put it up and you can take it down if you don't like it. Wallpaper is such a beautiful and fun way to add character to your home, and it can be relatively low cost. More costly than paint, but still relatively low cost. And really, you can bring so much character and artistry and fun to your home with wallpaper. We are exploring wallpaper for some of the transition points in our home, also for some of the more Cape Cod sections of our home. And we're just going to go for it. We're going to go for it. Yeah. And if we get tired of it in 5 years, take it off.
Take it off.
Not a big deal. But we would have gained the experience of putting up wallpaper, A. And number two, of enjoying the beauty of what that was for the time being. It doesn't have to be forever. Not everything has to be a lifelong commitment.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it.
The thing I love about wallpaper is you can get some wild patterns.
Yeah,
and
so fun.
Some really fun stuff. And as an accent piece, as like you're saying, in transition spaces, I love the idea of wallpaper in staircases, like going into the basement, having like a wraparound wallpaper, hallways. Like I love that idea. And go for it.
Do the wallpaper.
And I think in a similar vein, the thing that I love is painting.
Similar vein.
Particularly Sherwin-Williams. Sherwin-Williams, they got some heavy hitters in there. And I think that's our home paint. That's our
entire interior of our home is
Sherwin-Williams. The painter that we worked with, he recommended some dope colors, and you've been able to transform a lot of spaces with it. We had this vision of like black balusters on the stairs, and we were thinking about replacing the balusters entirely, but instead you came up with this great idea of just painting them a darker color, and we got this black that has like a undertone of like a purple. It's like a gray purple in the black.
I'm going to find it while you're
or we'll put the name of the paint.
Right.
It's an amazing black. We used it as accents in our staircase and on the handrails and balusters and all that, and it came out great. It was honestly, I think it was better than going with black hardware or black steel for the balusters, because I think the black steel would have made the space a little bit too cold.
I think it may be Onyx Black.
Onyx Black. That was a great color.
Yeah, I think it's Sherwin-Williams Onyx Black.
Sherwin-Williams paint is the thing that I love.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Go at it.
Yeah, and it's interesting when we were figuring out what paint colors we wanted for the home. I think it was important for us to have good quality paint. So I want to say that too, that painting, you'd be surprised how important it is to go with a reputable paint brand. And so, shout out to Sherwin-Williams, because that paint it's been holding up. It's been holding up.
And there's great colors in it.
And just quickly, another thing that you can do with your paint, this is sort of like a 2.A to your painting.
Yeah.
You can also do some fun painting on unexpected places. Ceiling painting is something that I've been seeing recently that I want to maybe explore for my office.
What you mean by that? Ceiling painting
your ceiling in accent color. You know, like you have an accent wall where you'll paint something like a pink or blue.
Just go at it at the ceiling.
Do it on the ceiling. I've seen that in some home designs, and it's actually really, really pretty. But take your paint and put it somewhere else. I've also seen people do accent doors in the home. I've seen a lot of all black doors, some forest green doors in the home. The door to your kid's room is like this beautiful soft pink, but actually painting the door a color, that's also kind of fun.
And at the end of the day, it's just paint.
It's just paint.
So as it may feel like a big lift, it may feel scary. It's a color choice that you're going after. go for it.
Yeah.
Worst case, you revert back to the original color.
Not a big deal, folks. Take the risk.
Yeah.
All right. You got another one?
I do have another one.
Go for it.
That front door, just change it. Change the front door. It also is another one that feels like a big lift too. It feels like a big project. But honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Honestly, you could just change your front door.
Yeah.
I know I'm saying this like it's groundbreaking, but it's one of those things you forget about. Growing up, I think we changed our front doors once in the 18 years I was in my parents' house.
Yeah.
But it's something that you could switch up the entire vibe of your home. It can create a remarkable change. You can change obviously the design of it to have different type of windows treatments or the side windows. If you have like one of those doors with the side panels, you can switch that up as well. It's a one and done project that'll get completed in like one day. You can purchase a door. It's as big of a change that it is. The act of actually doing it is not that big. Yeah. Right. So it's just a carpenter's work, one day's worth of work. So yeah, the front door, I recommend changing it. Same with painting it, swapping it out for a completely different design. That's a thing that I love, and it's something that we want to consider as well.
Yeah, we're getting rid of ours. Get her out of here.
It's happening.
Get her out of here.
She wants it out.
Yeah, I've seen some doors that I like that are a little more modern, that have the aesthetic that we want, color palette that we want. So I'm like, yeah, that could be a really good update to the house.
Yeah.
Love. All right, I have one more too.
What you got?
And both of these I'll group together actually. Your bathroom vanity. Updated. Really that easy, sis. And the thing about bathroom vanities is that you can get some really cool bathroom vanities at very affordable prices. Yeah. Especially the single vanities. Now, if you got a double vanity, that's a bigger lift. And I understand that's a bigger investment. But if you have a guest bathroom or a smaller bathroom that has like the single vanity and you want to update the look and feel of a space, a vanity gonna do it every time.
Vanity slap.
Gonna do it every time. These more modern vanities nowadays have like little stilt legs. There's air flowing beneath it, which gives the room a bigger feel. They come in all sorts of different colors and woodwork, and like there are just so many fun things that you can do with a vanity that I'm finding now, and that is such an easy low cost investment. When we went to Lowe's, and we're often in Lowe's because that is our supplier of choice.
We just be in there.
We're a Lowe's family.
We just be in there walking around.
Sometimes we go in there for funsies.
We're those homeowners.
Yeah, we love Lowe's. They have what you need and everything's organized. Anyways, not the point. Lowe's often has sales on their vanities. Well, they'll give you the vanity, and it comes with the mirror as well if you want the full set. Right. For an affordable price.
With the granite or whatever.
Yeah, with the granite top,
the sink
area,
the sunken sink.
Yeah, and in some cases they'll give you recommendations for what sort of faucet to also put in. So you can get a full on package for an affordable price from places like Lowe's, and I think that's really cool. Yeah,
that's a few hours of work.
And for that you get a whole new look and feel to your bathroom, which is nice.
Yeah, I love that idea. Yeah, another hidden gem of vanities, IKEA.
Oh my gosh, IKEA.
Really cool vanities.
Very much a hidden gem.
And the IKEA's build systems are the most like robust systems out there, right? Yep. So it's going to work really well, and it's going to be very clean installation. That's right. So I recommend checking out IKEA as well.
That's true. IKEA gets a bad rap for being cheap, but not everything in IKEA is cheap. Yeah. Things are actually pretty well made. You just have to make it yourself. So that's the thing. But IKEA's kitchen and bathroom offerings are actually quite robust. Yeah.
So you said you had two?
Oh yeah, and
you grouping something?
Yeah, I'm grouping bathroom vanity together with kitchen island.
Ooh, okay, kitchen island.
I do think that you can update your kitchen island in a number of ways. One, you can add a floating one. There are floating ones if you don't have one existing. Ones that are on wheels, or ones that are more permanent. You can add just like that extra counter space if you have it, or you can update the one that you have with new hardware, paint, so on and so forth. But updating your kitchen island is similar to a vanity, could be an easy swap, and add an extra piece of What am I thinking?
Character.
Thank you.
Yeah, because an island, like you can have a contrasting island.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of time in builder grade homes, everything's the same.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times to give a home character is you can just have a contrasted island.
Yeah.
And I know in New Jersey, these flippers, they love them marble.
Oh, that marble. Yeah, we're not talking about the marble island that's in New Jersey.
Every flip, I don't know what is it. It's like, I guess flippers get free marble something like that.
Got to.
But they all got this marble a wash everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Switch it up. If you have a home with a marble island and marble backsplash, change up your island, and you can even just change the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, these are all like projects that you can knock out in like a weekend. Like these types of these low, well, not really low risk, mid risk, high reward.
Yes.
I guess that's a good way to describe it, because there's a little bit of risk
gratification here. Immediate gratification.
Yeah, it's not a whole project. Yeah. And with that, also, I would say a thing I love would be doing new tiling in a space.
That is very good.
Yeah, so like in a bathroom, just having the tiles redone in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. That's it. Like that could be its own project of itself, and you reap the benefit of that update.
Yep.
By having that one type of project. Because I feel like sometimes at least I'm guilty of it. I don't know if those listening can relate, but I feel like sometimes we may group projects. Like we may hold off on things because you're going to do the whole bathroom, or you may hold off on things because you want to do the whole kitchen.
Sure.
But the idea of these suggestions is that you could kind of get one project and get like a boost of an update in your home without having to go all the way in.
Yeah.
And like retiling, putting up wallpaper, you don't necessarily need to wait for that whole capital project of like, I'm going to redo my bathroom, I'm going to redo my kitchen. You just go in and put that one update and get the benefit of a new look and feel for your home.
Yeah, absolutely. I think those are such good recommendations, and if you really put your mind to it, to Greg's point, these are things that can happen in a weekend.
Yeah.
One singular project can have a portion of your home looking dramatically different in like 48 hours.
Very dramatic. Those differences will be very dramatic, and you really get the benefit of it without having to wait for like that twice in a lifetime bathroom remodel.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I love it. I feel charged up and ready to do some little projects like that for us too. Yeah,
we have so many. There's a list of projects that we're trying to get through this summer, and I'm like, we gotta do them. We gotta do them. Yeah, and we're excited. Yeah,
we got some things lined up for the backyard.
Yep.
I know we wanted to do a little, I guess you call it a patio, a deck. No, not really a patio.
No, because we have a deck. We're trying to do some hardscaping, hardscaping
like a gravelly,
in the back. Because we want to have another fire pit sort of area outside of the deck. So we're going to be doing that.
What else we got?
The basement. The basement's the big one.
Yeah.
The basement's pretty major.
It's more like what's it called? Refinishing. Not refinishing, but
maybe like a refresh.
Redesigning.
No.
What is it called when you like just change the furniture? That's what we're doing.
But we're also painting and putting up wood slats too, as well, though.
Oh, okay, that's light.
Yeah.
What is that called? Redesigning.
We are redesigning the basement. We're redesigning the basement.
Redesign the basement. What else we got?
I think that's about it. Yeah. Just small things here and there. We do want to bring more art into the home. So we're on an art expedition. If you local people or even people who are aware of art online, we are on the search for some really, really dope art. We're having a hard time finding it. So if you know art, we love Black and minority artists as well. Like, please send us links and recommendations, because this is the year of art curation for us. Like, we're really into it.
Art on canvas, or like a sculpture, wall art is what you call those things, where it's like more three-dimensional. We both want some recommendations.
Absolutely.
So we're all ears.
We're ready.
Yeah. So you got anything else for the people?
No, I think that's it. Welcome back. This was so fun. I'm sitting here and just thinking how fun this podcast is for us. So it's like, it's been a minute, and I miss it. So thank you guys for listening and getting back into the rigmarole Ooh.
Rigmarole.
Rigmarole.
Is that like a? Why is that not like a dish? That sounds like a dish. A
Don't
rigmarole, like a rigatoni casserole.
Ooh, it sounds like an Italian something. A rigmarole. No. Maybe like an American version of an Italian dish.
Yeah. Rigmarole.
It definitely has sauce.
So do we. But yeah, I'm excited. Also, you said you're happy to do this. Get back doing the pod again.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm excited to share more. Because we had a post recently where you shared the toast, the cheers, whatever.
Yes.
With the drinks.
Because y'all know we love to eat. Yeah, you guys enjoyed seeing Greg in a beverage. So, I mean, who knew?
Me in a beverage, me in a baked good.
Who knew?
Ice cream. It was kind of exposing, though.
We eat out a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm excited to share more because I feel like there's so much for us to connect with the people on. We just did a bedroom update.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to just share the details.
Yeah.
The texture.
Bedroom update coming so you can see the small things that we did. Low risk, high reward.
It's super low.
Risk.
It's like we're talking little things here and there. Yeah. It just updated the space.
Made the biggest difference though. So we'll take you guys through that for sure.
Yeah. All that and more. But yes, make sure everyone's following us on Instagram.
You better be. If you listening at this point in the podcast and you ain't following us, I'm ashamed.
We're also on TikTok.
On the TikTok. The Instagrams, the YouTubes.
But yeah, connect. We love doing this. We love interacting with y'all.
Absolutely.
So make sure you're doing that. But yeah, this was yet another episode of the Lovers and Things podcast. Keep loving the things.
And loving your people. It's so important.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.